We live back in full effect for another good week today. What's good, everybody? Welcome to the APF podcast, episode 78. It is I, the most phenomenal man that shocked the system, aka the coach.
And it is your boy going forward. I hope you guys are having a good day. And let's get this started.
When, when are you gonna get an avatar?
I don't know. Maybe one of these days. I had one before, but I haven't really tried to put one since. You know.
So should we break some politics with the debate from the vice president?
I
The
guess
vice
we can talk
president
about
debate.
a little bit. You know, it is a big thing.
That before you get down to it, you seen that? I know everybody seen the fly on his head. I
Yeah,
was
I
like
mean,
I was like, how you? I was like, this he got that much hair, he don't feel it.
nah, man, he was really tight. You know, during that. Obviously, his whole entire, uh, you know, sense, all his energy was into listening to what she says, and you know, remember writing down what she says, and then you rebutting later. So we'll see. So I'm not surprised that he totally forgot about that thing. He does have a lot more hair. So who's really that surprised?
So I'm sure that you have paid attention. I mean, I was there, but there's like I was there, but I wasn't like there. So I'm guessing you was like there. What do you think is who do you think is gonna win?
Look, we've talked about this in class. I've always said that, look, Biden's going to win because COVID has been the greatest attack or the greatest failure of Trump's political career. I mean, Trump didn't never took the virus seriously. He always downplayed the virus. He said multiple statements about how the virus would just go away or would disappear. He
Cap.
always yeah, it's of course is a lie, but that's what these people believe because he says it to them
Oh yeah,
all the time.
speaking of people, somebody that believed in Trump died because of that, because he didn't
Yeah,
want to put a
look,
mask on.
he put there. Yeah, I mean Herman Cain has died. This is the same guy that said you should use bleach. This is also the same guy who says he's healthy now, even after he had COVID, but he was on Fox News. Uh, you know, coughing uncontrollably. But back to why I think Biden's going to win. Look, Biden has just been smart. Biden has said wear a mask, follow the science, do all the things that all your health experts tell you to do. Trump does the opposite, and people see that. This COVID is a crisis, and Trump doesn't work in crisis. Trump works well in regular times. He's pretty good at that. But when you need to be a leader, you need to show a great example for the American people. The majority of Americans clearly have seen that he isn't doing that he hasn't done a good job. And so Biden's up by like 16 points nationally. He's up. Oh, he's always up in all the swing states, even though those are within the margin of error. I believe he's going to win like 5 to 6 swing states that everybody looks at. I think Biden's going to win pretty easily. He's going to win handily, in my opinion. Donald Trump will be out, and this will be the greatest day in years in terms of me wanting to watch political shows, especially Fox News, and watch them as they berate America for not picking Donald Trump.
What the fuck? Was Oh man. Well, that was eventful.
Okay. All right, now we're good.
That was eventful.
Yeah, that was eventful. You
Too
know.
bad. Too bad niggas ain't gonna see this in the whole in like 2 years or some shit. Maybe even maybe even longer.
Alrighty. I think we were talking about why do I think Biden will win or who I think will win. The
Yeah.
long story short, look,
As I
COVID,
eat my chicken.
huh?
As I eat my chicken.
Yeah.
Wow. I'm saying as I eat my chicken.
Oh, you're eating chicken. Oh, I mean, I was explaining most of it, but look, Trump is going to lose. The polling shows that this is not 2016. A lot of people were in my class were like, they believe Trump's going to win, or something like Trump is not
They
going to
have
win.
no proof.
No, I understand. All their feeling is from 2016 because they all thought he wouldn't beat Hillary Clinton, and he did beat Hillary Clinton because there was a secret Trump vote that the polls could never get because the media made Trump seem like such a bad guy that people who wanted to vote for Trump never went to those polls. But there's no such thing now. He's been president for 4 years. Okay. Trump has 35% of the America on his side at all times. The rest of America is Joe Biden, and then there's like a 10 to 15% that are undecided. And that 10-15% that's undecided are going to vote for Joe Biden because in their minds, they believe Donald Trump is an existential crisis. What does that mean? That he is the biggest crisis right now that must be eliminated in their
Yep.
mind. But
And I'm one of them.
yeah, yeah, you say you're one of them who believe Donald
Yeah.
Trump needs to be destroyed and removed from office. And so those people are
Yeah.
going to vote for Biden, especially after the debate, especially after how he handled COVID and his own COVID diagnosis. He's over there, his entire White House is infected, his press secretary infected.
The entire shit?
Yeah, like there's like 21 people who've been infected from the White House, staffers,
Damn.
his personal bodyguards, Secret Servicemen,
I
uh,
told I told you. I told you about the
top
bodyguard.
top campaign advisors in his top advisors in his campaign. I almost made that redundant. Are infected as well. So there's a lot of things I think people are finally seeing, especially those independents that are saying we need to get rid of Joe Biden. Even if Joe Biden doesn't stand for everything that you want, I do think for a lot of people they're going to vote for him just to get Trump out of here. And in the end, this whole thing was always going to be how much can you get people to believe Trump is this big issue, and COVID did it for him, for Biden, because I thought it was going to be pretty hard to do it without COVID. So for me, I believe special circumstances means Biden will win. He will dominate. It's close. He's going to be the guy who's going to win the presidency, and we're going to be rid of Donald Trump. Now, for me, with Donald Trump, he hasn't really affected my life that much. I understand
Yeah.
for some people how much of a crisis the man can be for you and an issue. So, I'm voting for Biden, even though Biden doesn't do everything for me. Uh, I'm going to vote for Biden because, at least,
I would
he's not as bad.
I would rather take my chances with Biden being the president for the next 4 years than Trump again.
Yeah, that's what a lot of people believe.
And
Um,
what's it called? Watch when I say that when Biden win. If Biden wins, let's put it like that. Watch how people are gonna say COVID is the reason why he wins.
well, COVID will be the reason why he won because COVID is the number. If you look at polling, COVID is the overwhelming number one issue that America sees as the number one thing that they want the president to deal with, and Biden has shown that he deals with it in the way you're supposed to deal with it, which is take it seriously, wear a mask, promote mask wearing, promote following your doctors, following the health experts, and Trump doesn't. I mean, that COVID is exactly the reason why Trump will lose because he's done it so bad. He's treated it so poorly, and he's done no action,
Look
nothing.
at
He
him.
hasn't increased.
He
He
caught
hasn't
it.
increased.
Look at him.
Yeah, I mean, he hasn't increased testing. He's tried to decrease testing. He hasn't tried. He tries to put out these different treatments that nobody else can take, and also he has some financial interest in one of the different types of treatments they want to put out. So you can even believe him there. So yes, if you want to say Trump Biden won because of COVID, well, he did because COVID is exactly why he has the big lead. If you were to talk to people, do you really think Biden would have even a lead with no COVID? I mean,
It's probably not.
I thought Trump was going to win this election anyways before COVID. Like, look at what COVID has done. COVID has allowed Joe Biden to have a realistic chance of winning a lot of states that most people did not think he could win. Like, Joe Biden is about to have the Barack Obama effect, where Barack Obama won in 2008, like all these states he was not supposed to win, North Carolina, Virginia, all those states, because people were sick and tired of George W. Bush. And the same things happen, with George W. Bush and the war and all those other things. And the same thing for Trump. People are tired of Trump not taking COVID seriously and downplaying it, and mocking people for wearing masks, and treating COVID like it's not the greatest peril in your life. Let's not forget that Trump hasn't even tried to get the Republicans to work with Democrats enough to even get a some stimulus check for us Americans, right? For most of us who can't work or are with families that can't work. So uh, there's just a lot of things we can go into why I believe Trump is going to lose. But if he's going to lose, there's just
Point
16
blank
lead. Huh?
He's just gonna lose. Like point blank simple. He's just gonna.
He's
It's
just
over.
going to lose. I mean, he's 16 points down in the national poll. 16 points down national poll. I mean, that he's not coming back. He's not coming back. This is and number two. People don't hate Joe Biden. People just do not like Hillary Clinton. I'm sorry, they didn't, and she barely lost. So Joe Biden right now, likable. He People like him. People don't really have a hate for him. They see that he's taking COVID seriously. That's all Joe Biden did. Joe Biden didn't do anything crazy. Joe Biden was like, I take COVID seriously. I want to keep your health care. Trump wants to remove healthcare for millions of Americans. He's trying to remove it right now. That's another reason why. There's just a lot of reasons why Trump is going to lose. But like you said, point blank, Trump is going to lose unless something incredible happens, like a vaccine happens, which is not going to happen because the people who are trying to make vaccines say
If a vaccine that's 100% like approved by the best of the best were to come out, like let's say tomorrow,
yeah.
Biden is over for Biden.
Yeah, but the only thing is that if Trump always keeps touting there's a vaccine coming, nobody believes him, and if there was a vaccine coming that quickly, nobody would take it because it's Donald Trump. I'm just saying, Donald Trump. Kamala Harris. One of the good things she said that debate was, look, if Fauci says that vaccine is good, I'll be the first in line. If Trump says it, then hell no, I'm not taking it. That's how a lot of people feel, man. People don't want to take nothing that Trump says is good because Trump has an ulterior motive to say these things.
Because me, I like because that's what one thing I like. I really peeped what she said. Like, if Fauci says it, then okay. If Trump said no, why would I take a vaccine that is directed by Trump, who doesn't even take his own COVID case serious of himself? Why would I do that? That don't make sense.
Yep, I agree.
But it's like everybody else. We just want 2020 over with because at this point, I cannot stress enough until it's done. I get sick and tired of doing the same shit. I don't know about you, but me, I get sick and tired of doing the same shit over and over again, and that's too repetitive.
Are you
It's
talking about?
it's too forceful, repetitive. The same shit I do. I'm just gonna say that. Like you wake up, get on the computer, do your usual stuff. That's what else can you do? I'm not gonna repeat myself, but that's all I'm just gotta say because I'm just over it.
Oh, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Look, that's just how COVID is, man. COVID is that way right now. You're gonna have
COVID,
to.
COVID just forces you to do for the most part, for most people, just forces you to do the same shit over and over again.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah, I
and
think look, I understand people are a little bit you know, don't really like how it is that there it's all mundane. But for me, I just really believe that it doesn't bother me. It's never bothered me. I'm like Shannon Sharp, a guy who I watch so much, who I enjoy so much. It doesn't really bother him because that's kind of his routine, anyways, and it doesn't bother me because that's generally my routine. I don't really go out very much, and I stay at home. I go outside here. I stay at home. I really don't go out much. So when this hit, it doesn't really bother me. I don't really get ever restless. But I understand for people who are a lot more sociable and like to go out to the movies or just to go to the gym or anything you do. Yeah, it's an issue. Um, you know, but if it's all about being safe. I believe you can go out whenever you want. If you live by yourself or whatever.
yeah,
Or,
that's it.
but you just have to be safe. That's all. That's all I always say. You know, people always think. People always talk about the lockdowns. There's no lockdowns anymore. No lockdowns just aren't here. Some
They're
places
not
are just
even.
you know.
But I mean, what I mean is like, for me, I don't need to go out either all that much. But I was like, at least if I know that I have the ability to, then that's all good. But if I do, but then when you don't have that, when you have complications that take that away from you, then it's kind of a problem. So, but what you call it? The next one is is Among Us. Among Us
Yeah.
recently blew up over like the past month, basically. The
Yes.
last couple weeks it blew up. So like since I played it already, my experience, bro, that game you have to lie you that the game forces you to lie forces you. It basically that game brings out the liars in you. That's what that game basically does. The
Mm-hmm.
game the game brings out the lies in you, and it shows you that that who is smart in very pressure tight situations. And
Okay.
the people I play with, bro, they the most sorry. I gotta say it. They the most sorriest niggas I've ever played with. I gotta
What the
say it.
people? Okay. Yeah. Okay. You keep going.
They
You keep going.
they the most sorriest niggas I ever played with. I one time I think this happened like last week. We played and then somebody died and then old dude said it was so and so who got through the event. I'm like, huh? When I go through when I go through the event, first off, I didn't even go through the event. I was over by communications. Talking about I went through the event. Like how? Nigga instantly said it was me and everybody just went on ahead and everybody just went on ahead and voted me. I'm like, oh, that's crazy. One vote gets everybody to vote me out. I'm like, bruh, am I that lethal? But the funny thing is, I barely played. Like I played like I said last of us. Oh God, I said if Among Us. I played that game like less than 5 times in like the last week. The only time I play that game is when everybody else plays the game. That's other than that, I don't go in public lobbies. So
Mm-hmm.
other than that, I mean the game's fun, but they just got. It feels like I don't even need to play the game in lobbies to be honest, because I already watch it so much. I don't need to play it. But these other niggas I play with. They gotta play that shit a lot more, because I can tell they obviously. It's kind of like a game. It's like kind of like a gamer thing. Like you know how you play a game that you never heard of before, but you already know but you've seen it a lot, so it's like you're already decently good at the game. That's how it was. That's how it was for me. Since I watched a lot of Among Us, and I feel like I'm already good at the game anyway. I see what everybody be doing. I've been watching a lot. I've been watching a lot of hours of watching a lot of videos, and and now I feel like you can only win if you have people that are good. Also, you can't win unless you have sorry people. I gotta say it. You just can't. And that group I play with, they sorry.
Hmm.
I gotta say it, man. They sorry as hell. They trash as fuck. They gotta play that. They gotta play that game more often. But have you watched any Among Us gameplay at all?
Yeah, I mean, I've watched a little bit. You know, it just seems like the game is really just, hey, you know, find the imposter, who's trying to kill you guys, and try and basically, can you convince? It's a game that says, look, can you convince people you're not the actual killer, and the other people, can you convince those same people that, hey, he is, I'm not, and it's a simple game. It's not really that hard. It's like the third simple game with a very simple premise to become popular. Right now, we're in the simple era, I call it, of popular video games because this is a very easy game that really takes no skill or anything. It's just, hey, can you talk, I guess, and all that
I mean,
stuff.
you have to have some type of skill because the niggas I play with are sorry.
Well, yeah, I'm sure, but it's a, so as they call it, a social deduction game. So it's all about deducing, social things. And so, you know, I guess if you are pretty good at picking up social cues and things, then that's really the skill because, I really don't under this game doesn't interest me. It has no skill for me, no shooting, no nothing. It's just, hey, people vote, you know, can you talk really good so people can believe you? I mean, if that's a skill, I guess for me,
You know what I
but
mean? Because I mean, in my opinion, I think it has to be. You have to have some type of skill to convince somebody because like you just talk and then they're not gonna believe you. So you're gonna have to. So you gotta be like specific. You gotta be specific with how you say, with how and what you say. Because if you just say like, "Oh, he's at med. Oh, I found him at med bay." Then it's like okay. And then there's nothing else. Then they're gonna most likely vote you out already. So it's like if you point out like, "Oh, I seen this who and who at med bay," then that way the conversation builds up and up and up until the point where okay, do we vote who do we vote out or do we skip the vote? So that's my opinion. I think the game you need to have some type of social skills. Not really well, not really social skills. You just need to have some type of convincing skills there because you
yeah,
don't.
that's what I'm saying. It's a game. Can you talk really well and convince people? That's really what the game is. And I'm not hating on the game. It's just for me.
I mean, not yeah, not every yeah. It's like that. You're not the type of person that doesn't look like your game, to be honest. Because as you said, it doesn't really interest you. No shooting, no none of that. Respectable. I'm not respectable, and I would say the same thing too. But the only reason why I even play this shit is because other people play it. So I'm like, okay. I'm like, okay, you can lie in this game. Okay, I could lie. I could lie my ass off if I wanted to, and that's it. I mean, if I play the bitch again, then then we're gonna see if they got any better because we touching that game. But I do want to dip into what I really want to talk about is what Stephen what Stephen A. Smith said, man. Let me see. I'm finding. That's what I had to post. Yeah, did I post? Okay, yeah.
Stephen A. said over the week that would do something that makes no sense.
So let me. If I got the quote, LeBron James is playing in the softest era we have ever seen in NBA basketball. But before that, Isaiah Thomas tweeted out that like a bit ago, not like today, but like within the week. The
Yeah.
best, most complete player I have seen in my lifetime is LeBron James on and off the court. He passed the eye test, and numbers confirm what my eyes have seen in every statistical category. Hashtag GOAT, let it be known. So when you before I read Ron Artesta's response, what do you think when you hear that? What do you agree or disagree with Stephen A. Smith
No,
and
look.
Thomas?
Well, I agree with Isaiah Thomas that LeBron James is the most complete basketball player of all time. He does things Michael Jordan can only dream of, which is he can't rebound and he can't assist like LeBron. And LeBron can essentially score like him. I know people may think that Skip Bayless or whoever may think LeBron can't score like Jordan. The thing is, LeBron can't score as many ways, but he can score just as efficient. As we all know, his field goal percentage is pretty much been 50+%.
Yeah, he averaged like at least 52% for his entire career.
Yeah, I mean, a 52% field goal percentage even got better when he got to Miami, incorporated a post game, a fade game, and all that. So, yes, I agree with A. Thomas. Do I agree with Stephen A. Smith? That is the softest league. Yeah, in a sense, I do. Look, the truth of the matter is they really don't allow you to hand check. So they don't allow you to the defender to really have an option of trying to deter the offensive player. All the offensive player can do is hip check and use their body really no hands or anything. So it's a little bit easier to score. But in the end, I mean, it's not like they're just letting guys go there. But I always say in a sense, I agree with Stephen A. But in the end, not really. I think it's not easy to score. If you think that all these great players could really score in this era before then, I mean, that's what they say, but you're not playing. Um, but yeah, it's the easiest defense in the league. But then I would like to say that let's not forget in the '80s, okay, there was absolutely no defense. If you look at through the '80s and you see the average score, the pace of play, the not even shooting percentage, but just the amount of points they
Wait,
scored.
before you finish, Steve, when I seen the video of like Stephen A. I mean, he wasn't bringing he bring up the last that era basically. So he was like, so it's
Yeah,
like
he's
y'all kind
talking
of
about
on
the
the same
'90s.
point. Yeah, he was talking about the '80s, how that style of play with Jordan and them. That's what he. So it's like he basically was bringing up what you was bringing up. But
Yeah, look, the '80s. I mean, if you just there was a crazy stat you saw of like if you look at the '80s. I mean, scoring was almost, or I believe it was higher than this era than today. They scored more. People have to understand that the '80s was like today. Then we went to the '90s where you had people take the bad boy piston thing stuff, which is Miami Heat and especially New York Knicks because they had nobody who could shoot other than John Starks on their team. They're not a great team. They're just a team that played football, basketball, which is they tackled and held all day long. They couldn't play actual basketball. So you had those guys during the '90s, very physical, always hitting. That's why they really don't call no fouls. And then we go out 2000s. It's not as physical. It's still somewhat physical, but not like the '90s. And then we have, as I say, the end of real defense, which is your Los Angeles Lakers getting 5-game gentlemen swept by Bad Boy Pistons 2.0, which led David Stern to remove the handshaking rule, which essentially removed most defensive play that most people can actually play. So it made it even worse. That's why we got to today. But it's just a cycle. Now, is there going to be a cycle where we go back to people not being able to score in the '90s? No. I mean, people are just too good at shooting way too many threes. Every team shoots threes. So you're just going to have a lot more points in general. But I don't agree with Stephen A. that this is the softest. Do I agree with him it's the softest league? In a way, yes. I agree with him it's the softest league. It's the easiest score. I mean, you can say it, but it's for Stephen A. I'm not a full commitment. I'm committed with Isaiah. I'm not fully committed with Stephen A. because when he talks about the '80s, the Denver Nuggets during that era, and they were jacking up all kinds of threes. The highest scoring game in NBA history actually was with the Bad Boy Pistons, who lost 173, 70 something to 160. The highest score game in NBA history was in the 80s with the Bad Boy Pistons in their prime. So don't tell me that, this is the softest league. I like to say the 60s or the 80s were just as soft because the points per game they averaged was insane and the pace was insane. So that's facts, not opinion.
I need to see. So before I said so LeBron is not playing in the softest era. I was in his era, and we all know I could have easily played in that '80s era. I know players that played in the era coming out of the '90s that didn't want any real smoke. All you commentators and players never called my era soft. Quoted by Meta World Peace on Twitter.
And Mero Peace played during the 2000s, right?
Yeah, he did. Yeah.
So basically, Meta World Peace agrees with me that this is not the softest era, I guess, in a sense.
He said he said not he said never call my era soft. Yeah, so
Yeah, look, it depends on what you say by eras. I mean, I believe that the era of handshaking was 2004. So, it's weird that how you determine this era in that era. When did this era start? Like when Steph Curry started jacking up threes, or what?
yeah,
Because LeBron James,
most likely when I think when he broke that Ray Allen's 3-point record by over 100 threes.
like, yeah. So if they're talking about now, then okay. But it's still, I mean, you still have these Miami who plays tough defense, and Milwaukee, Los Angeles Lakers who still play physical defense. It's not like physicality has been taken out of the game. Yes, they call more fouls because number one, players are much better at acting anyways, number one. And number two, they want to protect players. Okay, back then they really didn't protect players. They kind of let players hit each other real good all the time. Okay, look at all those fouls that you saw committed back in the day. Those fouls should have never been allowed, but they're allowed because they thought that was the best way to play basketball, which is just hit each other because I'm not as athletically gifted as the other guy. Like, no, basketball is tough. This is not the softest era. There's no softies. LeBron ain't soft. Steph Curry not soft. Klay Thompson, Kevin Durant ain't soft. People call them soft. Michael Jordan is not better than LeBron James. He just won a bunch more because he was in the less talented era. He just was. There wasn't as much talent. Don't lie.
I mean, just look at it. He's 6-0. Two of his rings, he faced the same team over and over again, and he beat them. And then LeBron, let's go through LeBron's one. 07. Faced one of the best Spurs teams I've ever seen. Tony Parker, Manu Ginobili, Bruce Bowen, Tim Duncan. You think he's beating them niggas by himself? No. He faced Dallas with Dirk and Jason Kidd, Jason Terry, Peja Stojakovic. Was he beating that team? Could he beat that team? Most likely. The Thunder with Harden, Durant, Ibaka, Westbrook. Did he beat that team? Yes. Could they have beaten him right now? Probably. Let's go through who else? The Spurs 2 times. He beat them once. He beat them once. They beat him twice. Could he beat them? Could he beat them like back to back? Probably. If he didn't have that cramp in his leg one game, probably they would probably be in 4-2 again. Golden State Warriors. The first time they faced them, what happened? Kyrie went down. Kelly Olynyk fucked up his chances to win that one. So what happened? They lost 4-2. Again, came back 3-1.
What I always tell people, what I think would be a great thing is essentially just look at even when he lost, look at all the teams he played against. Look at all of them. They have at least 2 or more Hall of Famers. Actually 3, because he faced the Warriors 3 times. And Draymond Green, as much as most people may not like the guy, will be a Hall of Famer just based on his on the team he actually the way that team was. LeBron James faced 3 Hall of Famers like 5 times or something, like 5 or 6 times out of 10 trips. Michael Jordan faced 2 Hall of Famers twice. Well, really twice. Like he faced, like the Phoenix Suns.
He faced Malone and Stockton twice.
Yeah. But basically it's once, right? Because they're the same guys.
Yeah, he faced Charles Barkley, and he faced
Clyde Drexler.
Yeah, Clyde Drexler and Magic Johnson.
Yeah. So 91, maybe the 91 team, you may say there were two Hall of Famers, but Magic Johnson was 31. Yes, he was 31. You would say that's young, but let's not forget Magic Johnson went to 9 NBA Finals in 12 years. We saw what happened to Klay Thompson after 5 years of NBA Finals appearances. He landed awkwardly once, and his knee gave out. So it is what it is. Look, this is not the softest league. Stephen A. Smith is just a Jordan zealot. He's just a Jordan defender, a Jordan lover. You know what I call them Jordan sexuals. They love Jordan, and they no matter what. It's almost an erotic level of love for Jordan. So I
You
never
buy
take
that.
him.
You buy Jordan. You put Jordan sexual on a T-shirt. Give it a skip. He'll probably be
Yeah,
offended.
yeah, be offended. But I mean, it's almost an erotic level of love for this guy. Look, you can't look. We know LeBron's better than Jordan. I think I used to think Jordan's better, but you just look at LeBron. LeBron's fucking better, bro. Like, there's no question about it. So, look,
I always said LeBron was better than Jordan. Look who he faced in the final over 10 years.
you
Come
can
the fuck
just
on,
you
man.
look at LeBron. LeBron is stronger, faster, and taller. He's literally better than Jordan. He can score he can score as many points as Jordan ever averaged, and he does the other things better. Okay, number two, and also with these, like, listen, Stephen, it's like, duh, of course we're not gonna get Stephen. He's 50 years old. He grew up on Jordan. Of course he's never gonna be like, oh, no, anybody can surpass Jordan. No, Skip, no. So I never take those guys seriously when we have these Jordan, uh, things, because they are never really that. They're always gonna say Jordan is better. That's why there's a reason why I almost don't. Whenever they do those topics, I do switch or do something else, because I'm like, wow, I got to hear another 10 to 15 minutes of this guy saying Jordan's better and Jordan's better, especially on First Take. The Jordan circle jerk they have there, Jordan is better than Jordan is this. Now I gotta listen to that, and I ain't gotta listen to Skip talk. All he says with Jordan is Jordan had 6 NBA Finals and 6.
And then he brings up 10 scoring titles to LeBron's one. Like, I'm like, look, LeBron could have won like 5 of them if he wanted to. Come on, dude.
Yeah, like, 10 scoring titles. Like, yeah, but LeBron assists and rebounds. He's never said he's going to be this scorer, and that's why him destroying Jordan in the way of scoring overall points of their entire careers is so impressive, because he doesn't put an emphasis on scoring. He just scores. So
look, Jordan scored like what? Scored like a lot more. Scored like a lot more than LeBron. LeBron doesn't even score that much anymore, and he passed him up.
he passed him like he passed him.
He passed
I
him like
believe
what,
he passed
2
him
years
in
ago.
Cleveland. Did he pass him in Cleveland?
He passed him in L.A.
Okay. Well, yeah. Look,
2 years ago.
it's not LeBron's fault that Jordan, because Skip. Let's not forget these people. Skip lies. Skip always says that Jordan was forced out. No, if you watch The Last Dance, Jordan literally said, "I retired because I was tired of the grind of playing all these NBA finals, and I was also tired of people blaming me for my father's death or trying to put blame on me for that." So he left. It's not that he was forced out. He was just tired. And LeBron wasn't tired. LeBron went to as 3 straight finals just like Jordan and came back the next year. Could you imagine if LeBron James just said, "Whoopsie doo, I'm out of here. I'm out of here. I'm just gonna go for 2 years
The
in
whole
my prime."
the whole NBA would go in for a loop.
Could you imagine LeBron? I believe he got to the LA when, I'm sorry, to the Heat when in 2011. Was he like 26?
He was no
If he
1 year
came
when he went to the Heat, he was like 26. Yeah.
26. Could you imagine at age 29, 30? Well, when he would have retired would have been age 29. Age 29 going to 30 in his prime years, saying, "Oh, I'm just gonna go home and, like, I'm done playing basketball forever." Really? Really? I mean, it would be crazy, just like what happened to Jordan. But no, LeBron didn't. say I'm tired of the winning and the endorsements that he does and all that. He's like, I'm gonna keep going and keep getting to the finals. But Jordan said I'm done, which I don't hate him for, but that's the truth. At least when push comes to shove, it seems like Michael Jordan's just gonna leave and not try and complete the mission. Michael Jordan let multiple championships on the table to go and do baseball because his father died, and people want to go blame him for his father dying. But Jordan and is better because Skip always says, "Well, Jordan, he was forced out, then he came back." Never talks about Jordan losing in his first year coming back. Jordan was good for 13 years. LeBron's been good for 17 years. It's not LeBron's fault that LeBron takes care of his body and Jordan smokes cigars and drink tequila all the time. And he was young enough to deal with those types of vices he was doing, but eventually it got to him. And let's not forget, he did go to Washington, his second team. Like LeBron went to his second team in Miami. Or let's do this much more equal. Really goes to the Lakers. In 2 years, LeBron has them one game away from a championship. You know what Michael Jordan had them 2 years into a stint in Washington? Oh, that's right. Not even in playoff contention. So, no, LeBron's better. LeBron is totally better. I'm sorry.
And every time I see they talk about to bring up this Jordan, so I'm just like, oh God, here we go. This dude D riding and dick sucking Jordan, and then he brought up the scoring titles. I'm like, okay, so like that's like saying Bill Russell is like the greatest and he has 11 rings. You don't say nothing about that. What happened?
Oh, he always brings up the scoring titles every time. Like LeBron James has never been
make you great. Like what the hell?
like LeBron James has never been this only scorer. LeBron James, if you talk to him, will say, "What's the greatest thing about your game?" It is his ability to do everything, which is I can score, I can rebound, I can assist, and I can defend. All Michael Jordan could do was score and defend. He couldn't assist because Scottie Pippen always let him assist, and he obviously couldn't rebound because, well, he didn't have to rebound. Have big guys to go rebound. LeBron is a 3 and a 4 basically, so he can go get those rebounds and go down the court. So no, Michael Jordan's not better than LeBron James. It's not okay to go penalize LeBron because he could play more prime years of his career as a top player in the NBA than Jordan could ever dream of because he quit. He decided to retire one time because of everything that happened that was explained in The Last Dance. It's not LeBron's fault. LeBron better. LeBron doesn't play in a soft league. It's not easy to score in basketball. It's never easy. It's always easy. Why? Because they used to tackle people in the 90s and grab them so they don't go anywhere. Oh, that's defense? Come on, man. Come on now. Okay. Okay, look, they let Magic Johnson score 40 points as a rookie in the NBA Finals in his first year. Oh, yeah, that's defense. A rookie. Come on now. Let's stop playing around. LeBron the best. Jordan is second. It's okay. It is okay.
So when I heard that, I'm just sitting there like, well, is it LeBron's fault that he was born in 1984, the same year that Jordan got drafted, and the same year he had like a career high in like points per game? Is it LeBron's fault that the year he retired is the year that LeBron got drafted, and then all of a sudden as the league went on, as LeBron got older, he started playing in a league where you gotta shoot threes more often. No, it's not. No, it's not his fault because when you talk about soft era, you're talking about like okay, Shaq played in the '90s where they were still banging. Where Shaq was in high school. No, not high school. When he was in LSU, dominating them kids over there. That college era was not soft. And as he transitioned into the 2000s, it was kind of getting out of that. He was kind of like still in the what you call that, still that hard nosed.
Yeah, they're still banging, but it
Yeah.
wasn't like it was before because they regulated it more. Because they're like, we can't have people scoring like 90 points. Nobody wants to watch a game like that. That's how it is.
So yes, so no, so as you know, the league got older. They started changing the rules, and
Yeah.
when you and like for like LeBron, look at him. He gets past everybody so easily. Luca even said when he got in the league that it is easier to score. It's easier to score in this league than it was in the Euro League because the Euro League, them boys be banging, bro. That league, that place over there never changed. They always been banging since day one. But
Well,
when
yeah,
Luka did,
you're correct. But let's not forget that your team, the Lakers in 2004, should have beaten those Pistons. But the Pistons were able to beat them because the Pistons abused the hand check system. They were so good at it. Let's not forget that they are the last team to hold multiple, which is two or more opponents, to 70 or less points consecutively. Like, they use that rule, which allows you to, like, basically grab people and move them places that you want to move them. They use that to defeat the Lakers. There's a reason why David Stern was like, oh, we need to allow offensive people to score more. Because who wants to see Detroit win? I'm sorry, nothing against Detroit, but no one wanted to see you win. We wanted the four-peat for Shaq and Kobe to become the greatest duo ever because that would be something that freaking not even Michael Jordan could have never done.
no,
But no, we got.
I'll say this. I don't know if your team with KD would have done the three-peat, would have done that four-peat. I don't know. I'm
I
just
don't know
saying.
about no four-peat. I mean that the way injuries go, it's a hard thing to say if they have done a four-peat, because I do think they could
I
have been
will say,
somewhat talented.
even though that team was very skilled, their team had it all. I don't know if they would have done it. I'm just saying.
You can never know if any team could have done the four-peat like that. I mean, they'll eventually have to face Anthony Davis and LeBron. And the only reason I say they'll have beat them was because, well, I mean, you would have, you have four really good players. They have two really at all, and the rest of those guys are just here. Like Kevin Durant, Draymond Green defending basically LeBron and AD, making it harder, not stopping them. Of course not. You can't stop anybody, but making it harder. So yeah, it would have been, as you say. I don't know if they've gotten a four-peat, especially just the injuries in general. I mean, the injuries would have stopped it anyways. We saw what happened, with the injuries in the third three-peat, which they would have gotten that three-peat if KD did play, obviously. And number two, KD would have never stayed anyways, so he would have left. So they wouldn't have been able to four-peat anyways. Now without KD. So yeah, you're right.
And then now from the banking era to the shooting era. So now it's like what so now it's like the whole so it's like the shooting era like and the rules took the whole physical aspect of the game of basketball out. It just did. Because now you got people like Damian Lillard shooting 36 footers at 49%. Who huh? When is the last time you've seen in the 80s somebody shooting from like 26 feet from like that with 45%? Come on now. Like
Yeah, but yeah, I mean, but his point to say, back to the original question, do I agree with Stephen A? No, I don't agree with Stephen A.
me,
Because no,
I don't either. I don't either.
no
I
era,
agree with Ron Artest.
yeah, no era is weak, no era is soft. It was tough. Number one, LeBron James played in multiple eras. LeBron James played in the 2004 to about 2010, maybe 12, 13 era where threes weren't really that prevalent. And he won two of his championships during there and won to four final five, five
I would say
finals.
2004. I would say 2004 to 2014.
Well, okay, if you want to say it like that.
Yeah, because
Yeah, I guess 14 is.
14 is where it started all.
Yeah, so he went to like five. He still went to five finals because he went to '07 and then
Yeah.
went all 4 years with the Heat. So he still went to five finals, won 2 championships, won multiple MVPs. So let's not play around. And then he goes into the 3-point era, which is the golden, which we call it the Steph Curry era because he put it in there.
He
And
started.
and he went to would have been now 5 finals, won a championship. Will maybe could be winning two championships in this type of era. So either he's been in 2 eras. He's been in 2 eras and he's won. Unlike Jordan, who was in 2 eras, didn't do anything in the first one, and then did something in the second one because everybody got old. But it's okay. LeBron has done stuff in 2 eras. Jordan did it in the 90s. We're just going to be uber physical era. When it was the 80s, he didn't do a damn thing. Didn't win in the 80s because he played in the 80s a lot. He didn't do anything. LeBron played in the 2000s, the 2010s.
We keep forgetting that Jordan didn't get out the first round until he got Scottie Pippen.
Yeah,
LeBron got the first round by himself and got to the finals in the 2000s by himself with no help. So when Skid be talking about that, he don't want to hear none of that. He don't want to accept that his almighty God of basketball couldn't get it done without Scottie Pippen. But Shane is almighty God of basketball, and who is mine as well, got it done by himself.
Yep.
Come on. He got to the finals, and he's one of the most dangerous teams I've ever seen by himself, with no help. What you call it? It was after LeBron needed help that he finally realized I can't do this on my own. Jordan was the same thing. He couldn't even get out of the first round. Like when you keep saying, when you want to keep bringing that up, just know that Jordan needed help to get out of the first round. LeBron didn't.
Yep.
But I don't agree. I don't agree with Stephen A. Because the softest era, no, not really. Because when you say soft era, then you mean you're talking about like the you're talking about the mid 2000s basically when he started playing. The mid 2000s was still kind of mean mugging, sluggish, and then it was after the 2000s when you get in the 2010s is when it starts getting different. So it's kind of technical, but
Yeah, look, I just don't agree with him. So, but that's his thing.
Everybody can have their own opinion, but
Yeah, but you gotta make sure people understand the truth and make sure they understand, they know the truth.
And
what do
you think is gonna happen in Game 5 today?
I think it's gonna be a close game. It was a close game last game. Seems like LeBron and them are more than happy to just ease into the game. I do think I think the Lakers win this game. You want to end it now. You don't want to give them no more hope. You already did that once. You don't want to do that again. Game 5, the Heat win it somehow. Game 6, it's not easy. No team has won 2 games on the Lakers. The Lakers have ended series like it is. LeBron's never lost a closeout game in the finals ever. So there's a lot of firsts that could happen for the Lakers.
He never lost a
closeout game, which means a game where he can close out the series.
Oh,
which is obviously all the 3 championships he's won.
Oh, so that means he has to lead the series.
Yeah, he has to lead. Yes, that's what it means.
Okay, so I'm about to say because he lost in Golden State like 3 times already.
Yeah, that's what I mean. But basically in that Game 7, 2016, the Game 5, 2012, and the Game 7, 2013 would be the closeout games. So yes, he's never lost those. Unlike Golden State, who's lost a bunch of closeout games because they've been ahead before. So LeBron has never lost those. So what if he loses that? That could be a crazy thing too. The Lakers have never lost 2 games in the playoffs yet. That could be something. So I think the Lakers win though. I think they win by 5. people pick like 10 or 15, they're not going to blow them out. The Lakers don't. The Lakers try to blow people out, and they just seem to love to just let them hang around. So, nah, they're not going to blow them out.
I don't think it's gonna be a blowout because I don't think it's gonna be a blowout because Jay Butler he's gotten in his team's head that they can come that even though they're down 3-1, they can still compete and win this.
Yeah.
So when you have that type of leadership, when you have that type of mentality going into this game, they're not. I don't see them. I don't see them. What you one more time? I don't see these guys like folding under pressure. Basically, I don't see these guys like, oh, we're losing by this. We can't make a comeback. No. Even me as a fan of the Lakers is saying like they probably have a chance. As much as I believe that it is going to. I believe I stand by is going to close out in right now in 5, but you never know. Something always happens. Something always happens, and I would like to address that. All these nerds on the internet talking about, oh, if they win 4-1 today, oh, it's a, it oh, what you got? Oh, if they win 4-1 today, it's what you call it? It's rigged. They won 4-1 against Portland. They won 4-1 against Houston. They won 4-1 against Denver. They won 4-1 against the Heat. How you rig? You can't rig that. What? Come on, man. Why is it? It has to happen when LeBron is in the fun, when it's LeBron time. Oh, it's rigged. No, it's not rigged. You can't rig that. You can't rig basketball. You can only rig like basketball bets. Stop it. The game they're closing out in 5, and it's gonna be a close entertaining game.
Yep.
So what? Fucking talking about they talking about it's rigged. Nigga, y'all brains is rigged. That's what's rigged. Fuck.
Basketball's not rigged. People don't rig basketball.
You can't rig basketball. You can only rig basketball in terms of bets.
Yeah, I mean, if you're Tim Donnelly, you can, but basketball's never had an issue of rigging anyway. So I don't know why people always say that nonsense.
I myself don't even get that. Like, why y'all keep saying rigged? Like, show me any time at any point of basketball in the history of basketball that any game or any series has been rigged. Show me, because if you can show me proof, then okay, you might still be crazy. But if you can't, then shut the hell up, then, because all the reason why y'all saying that is just y'all pure hating, and y'all don't want to see people win that have a chance of winning. God damn, Jordan. This dude Jordan shot 31 2-pointers.
Who did?
Like Jordan, like in the 85-86 I said finals, like he went there. In the 85-86 playoffs, he shot like 31.3 2-pointers per game.
Yeah, because back then people didn't shoot the three. The three just wasn't as prevalent as it is now. That's just how it is. I understand. Like that is one thing. Like they just didn't shoot the three back then, so there's no reason to really try and make it such a big part of everybody's game because basketball just wasn't at that point. Now people shoot the three a lot more, and it's a big part of the game. But yeah, people didn't shoot the three back then. People just kind of were there. Hey, we this way.
And he averaged like 33 he has like 33 a game for his career in the playoffs.
Yeah, he has the highest average in history of the NBA. Yeah, he does.
Whereas and LeBron averages like what 20, 28. Well, only because he has other people on his team.
Yeah, But he had all those years. He had those Jordan type years where he was the only guy, and
I mean,
the
but
offense was
he had like two Jordan years in
really.
Cleveland.
I feel like
He,
he had every year that wasn't with the Heat, and going forward, like he had
well,
like 8 or 9 years of just, hey, it's all me and I have to do everything. Like,
for since he started, it's like he averaged 30, 25, 28, 35, 29, 23, 30, 25, 27, 30, 26, 32, 34, and 26.
yeah. If you were to put are those the years before he joined the Heat?
Oh no! Oh, the Heat
Because if you look,
before he joined the Heat, he had 30, 25, 28, 35, and 29.
yeah, so he had like 5 years of just, I have no other really good player on my team. I have to do everything. And obviously those are playoff averages. I'm always surprised with like 25 or whatever. Maybe some guys didn't shoot well because back then he couldn't shoot that well. And you know, if he wasn't getting inside, then he wasn't, scoring a lot. But he had a lot of years of just by himself, without anybody. And obviously when he gets people now, he doesn't have to do as much. But yeah, he had like 4 or 5 of those years. Jordan had those like 4 or 5 years of essentially no Scottie Pippen, just himself, and him losing every time, like he does, because that's what happens when you have nobody. You lose a lot. So, um, you know, it's going to be a good game. I'm very happy. I think that the what's their name? The Miami Heat should be very happy that they were 3 games away from winning a championship, because let's just be honest, a lot of people probably did not see this team make
No.
what they do.
If you say you did, you're capping.
Yeah, so this team had a great year. They should be happy. There was a report saying that a lot of NBA executives do see this team being the destination for a star that wants to be on a team to win a championship. Because if they let go of Dragic or somebody else, they can sign any superstar to a max contract. So don't be surprised when this team's on the market in the
Giannis,
next few years.
Giannis Antetokounmpo.
Oh, we'll see. I think he gives it another year. If they have something like this nonsense happen again, oh yeah, he's gonna think about leaving.
Think about it, you should.
Well, I mean, he like he said, he's a loyalty guy and he wants to try and win. Look, that's the bullshit he says. It is what it is in the end.
That bullshit only gets you so far until you're Kevin Garnett.
Yeah,
Who
yeah, it does. Well, hey,
who might
that's
say he has taken $200 million from the Minnesota Timberwolves in 12 years.
yeah.
Who
Look, that's what he thinks. I mean, I'm not agreeing with the man, but that's what he believes. That's what he thinks that he should do, which is kind of wait and see if they can win there. And I agree with him. He should wait and see if they can win. I don't know if he really would do that. Excuse me. Really won't do that, but it is what it is. Hopefully, he can continue to come out and show up and play well. So I'm very happy for the Heat, and I'm happy for Jimmy Butler, because I always said that it wasn't Jimmy Butler's fault that freaking
the Sixers didn't work
Karl
out.
Anthony Towns and Andrew Wiggins are babies and they can't take no energy. So it's not. I've never blamed him. I always said that was their fault. They're a bunch of babies, especially Karl Anthony Towns, and especially that entire team, a bunch of little babies. Who couldn't take hard learning from Jimmy Butler. But Jimmy Butler, he goes from, and look what happened to Philadelphia. He didn't want to. Philadelphia wanted him, and he said no. I know everybody keeps saying that Philadelphia chose Tobias Harris. No, Tobias Harris. They didn't choose Tobias Harris. They wanted Jimmy Butler, and Jimmy Butler was like, I ain't going over there. I'm sorry, people. They did not pick Tobias Harris. I keep hearing that on Colin Cowherd, all these people. No, Tobias Harris was the B. Jimmy Butler was the A, because they're not dumb.
Yeah,
They saw
A
what Jimmy Butler did.
He was the A option. Tobias Harris was the B option unless
Yeah,
Jimmy Butler did not want to go, and he did not
yeah.
want to. He had to choose Tobias Harris.
Jimmy Butler literally went on and said was on like JJ Redick's podcast. Was like, yeah, I didn't want to be there. Like you don't like, yeah. If Jimmy Butler said, yeah, I want to stay in Philadelphia, give me that big time contract, they would give it to him in a heartbeat. Trust me. But they didn't want to. He didn't want to be there, so he left.
And look what happened. He's in the final. He got to the finals.
Yeah, he got to the finals
with the most unpredictable team ever.
Yeah.
But now he's there, and he might get booted out. But you never know. They might make off-season moves.
That's true. That's true.
But it's so funny. I'm like, nobody chose. Tobias Harris was the B option. You gotta be freaking kidding me if you think that he had to choose him. That's cap.
Yeah, like it just doesn't make sense for me to believe that they chose him as the guy. Like they really chose Tobias Harris as the A choice. Like he was going to be chosen by him the entire time, and there was no other choice. Like, nah, dude. Like, nah, that's not true. That's a bunch of lies. That's a bunch of caps.
That's cap. That's all cap.
There's no way they're choosing that man. There's no way they're choosing that man.
Tobias Harris does not have the start. Does not have the start. He's good, but he's not. Oh my god.
Yeah, it's not like, oh my god, we need Tobias Harris. No. It wasn't even this good this year. If they had Ben Simmons, if they had Joel Embiid and Jimmy Butler, they would have won a game, or maybe two against Boston. They couldn't win no game with Tobias Harris. So,
them boys got fucking swept.
They got swept.
They got swept.
Brett Brown. Brett Brown got the short end of the stick. They're like, fuck you, Brett Brown. You're fired. I was like, God damn.
Like they got 4-0. Oh, you're fucking fired, Brett Brown. I'm like, damn.
Yeah, they fired like Nate McMillan. I know we're on the tangent, but they fired a bunch of coaches. Like 7 coaches got fired this year. Like Alvin Gentry got fired because I guess they finally thought, look, he's not going to help Zion.
Look, they had no chance to begin with. Why do you think Bradley didn't play in the restart? Because he knew his team was going to make it. The fuck
like Zion never even played much. Nate McMillan got screwed. I don't even understand that firing. Number one, Nate McMillan never had Domantas Sabonis at all. So if you're telling me that you're mad he got swept, he didn't have his best player. But okay, let him go. Brett Brown, I understood. You let him go. The only one, the Thunder, look, Billy Donovan, I guess maybe he went to Chicago, who also fired their head coach, which is a rebuilding team. They're not making the playoffs next year if they don't do anything drastic. So I guess he just didn't want to be with Oklahoma City anymore. Maybe over there he didn't want to be in a rebuilding situation. He'd just rather move on and go rebuild somewhere else. I never understood him leaving Oklahoma City to go because of a rebuild or whatever to go to Chicago, which is a rebuild in of itself. But maybe he wants to coach younger players. Who knows why he left. They lost the guy. Mike D'Antoni just did not want to deal with Tillman Fertitta and Daryl Morey no more. They fired his entire coaching staff. So he was like, I'm out.
Or didn't D'Antoni not resign?
Yeah, he said I'm not going to resign, basically. Oh. So I don't know what team he's going to go to. Maybe he goes to the Clippers.
Phoenix Suns.
Maybe he goes to the Thunder. The Suns have a coach. I don't know what
shit. You can go back and be the assistant.
He ain't gonna be no assistant.
They try to 1-2 punch with Devin Booker and DeAndre Ayton.
Oh, yeah, but they like Monty Williams, and Monty Williams got them playing very well. So there's no reason for them to go with D'Antoni. I think D'Antoni goes to like the Clippers or something. No, not the Clippers because they're gonna do Ty Lue. He may go to like who's gonna get the Indiana job? I have no idea. Mike D'Antoni actually may not even be coaching next year because there's no good teams I'm sorry, New Orleans still has an opening, but there's really no good teams almost where he can go and try to win and they're going to be competitive. Maybe New Orleans, but generally no. I think he's going to actually be done with coaching for a while because there's the good teams have all been snatched up. At least the teams that have championship aspirations, except the Clippers. But the Clippers already said Ty Lue is going to probably be their coach. He's the front runners.
Where did Doc Rivers get signed to?
He got signed to the 76ers.
Okay, yeah,
He signed with them because he said he wanted to take a break, and then the 76ers called, and he looked, he was like, oh, this is way too good of a team. So, yeah, he did what he did.
Oh, that was I was surprised when I heard that. I was like, damn, he already got picked up already. Damn, well, that's one of the teams that D'Antoni can't get because that team don't really shoot. So it was like his offense is predicated around shooting.
Yeah, I don't know what the fuck D'Antoni's going to do. He's got himself. Unfortunately he's got. I don't know how many options he's realistically got really to like deal with. It's like don't fucking know, dude. Like like D'Antoni, like what are you gonna do?
So shit, just go home with my wife. Go home with my wife, then shit.
Fuck. Yeah, he said he's gonna go with his wife, and I think he should just not coach for a while. That's just me, personally. Like, don't coach for a while, and just move on, do something else.
And with that, I think that's it.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, nothing else.
Okay, with that being said, even though we had a bit of a pause for like 15 minutes or something, we made that 15 minutes up. Basically, we made that up. So with that being said, this has been another episode of the APFP podcast, episode 78. It is the most phenomenal man that has shocked the system, aka the coach, signing out.
And there's your boy going forward. And I hope you guys enjoyed this podcast. Sorry for the interruption, like he said. Links are in the description. Like the video if you liked it. So it can help us get better in the YouTube algorithm, like all the other YouTubers say. And I hope you enjoy your weekend and the rest of your day. Go watch some NBA Finals. Watch LeBron win that 4th title so Skip can be even more salty tomorrow. Yeah, on Monday. Today's Friday.
Yeah, well, shit. They might do a special. Who knows? But
I don't know, man. I don't know if I'll be like, fuck this special. I'm going to fucking bed. No, I wouldn't get on. That would be incredible. It would be crazy. They've only done a special once. I know that they did a special one weekend for something, but it's hard.
So, and new things are coming. New things are coming to the channel. After something next year. We don't know what that is, but I want to do a little something different, and that'll be next year if it happens. And wherever that may be, who knows? But other than that, make sure you like, share, comment, subscribe. If you're new, you know what to do. Check out the links in the description, and we out this thing.